Well, I went to school the next day, and while I was in gym class, some of the kids saw the bruises on my back, um, and told the teacher. I went to the principal's office after talking to the teacher, and he called the police. I talked with DCFS. After the police saw what had happened, they were called in, and they took me to a foster home. I I was scared. I didn't know what was going to happen. Um, they wouldn't let me stop by the house and pick up my clothes. They gave me some emergency money to go buy brand new clothes. Um, I wasn't allowed to have contact with my parents except for um, through the counseling sessions. We went to counseling for a couple of years, going to court and whatnot. And during this time period, the home I was living in wasn't wasn't proper. I would say they had all the kids do the chores around the house, um, not giving them time to go out and find a job. The state the state was supposed to give money to the kids for personal expense, and I never saw any of that. Foster parent kept all of that money. I didn't know anything about it until after I'd left the foster home. Um, I I saw sexual abuse going on between foster kids. Um, I didn't like living there. No matter how chaotic things were at home, I would have rather been there because these were strange people to me. I didn't know what was going to happen from one day to the next. Um, but we went through our counseling and got through courts, and I got out of the foster home finally. Um, I went home, and I found that the counseling helped my dad. Uh, he didn't have the anger that he used to have. He was able to deal and cope with things a lot better. Um, I didn't get beat anymore. The counseling helped, but I still had the problem of not being able to get clothes on my own unless I worked because the money my dad had, he had to have his beer. Well, I got a job and got back to work, and one day I came home from work. My father was sitting on the couch, and he offered me a beer, and I said to him, I'm not 18 yet. 18 is the legal drinking age. And he said it didn't matter because it was in his presence and everything would be okay. Well, I had a beer, and after having that beer, I wanted another. I had two or three, and over a time period of drinking beer, that wasn't enough. I started smoking weed when I was 14. Um, After smoking weed for a little bit of a time period, my brother found out I was smoking weed, and he got high with me, and he ended up he took advantage of me while I was high, and I didn't understand it. I didn't know how to cope with it, how to deal with it. And I ended up starting to drink hard liquor. Um, Once I started drinking the hard liquor, I got into cocaine. And all during this time period, I was in and out of juvenile for robbing houses because the money I was making wasn't enough because it legal for me to wasn't legal for me to work, and people took advantage of that by paying me real low wages. I just I had to deal with it, but I don't know. I guess I had to go through what I went through to get to where I'm at today. Um, I started sticking a needle in my arm when I was 17, and I ended up in jail, facing 14 years. The courts told me that I was an alcoholic, and they told me that I needed to go to Alcoholics Anonymous. And I did so because they wanted me to do it. I did that because they were willing to make a plea bargain with me. I only uh, I only spent 2 years on probation. Um, and I'm glad that I didn't go to prison. I After getting off of probation, I went back to drinking, went back to drugging, and altogether I got 29 years of drinking and drugging, wasting my life. I did a lot of things I swore I'd never do. I picked up a crack pipe and started smoking on that, which I swore I would never touch that, but I did it. Um, I became a male prostitute, uh, not working on the streets, but I was working through an escort service. Uh, sometimes it was on the streets, but yet it wasn't. Um, I found out people were willing to pay money for services, and I would give them services for a good chunk of change. It helped supply me with my drugs.